Hello everybody, this is BadBoyHalo with the Saints Games, and welcome to another kit review on the Levitator Kit. Here we go. The Levitator Kit gives you the awesome ability to right-click a block with the torch that you're given at the start and throw it at your enemies. Basically, this makes this the ultimate kit for knocking people back, and it has a ton of uses because you can hurl blocks at your enemies, which you can keep them at a distance with, but it also does about 1 to 2 hearts worth of damage depending on how fast you throw it, and it'll knock them back a tiny bit, which can be very useful for traps, for towers, for anti-towers. This kit is great for taking out towers. You can tower up and knock people off. It's good for towers because you can be in a tower, knock people who are trying to get up to you out of their little towers as they're trying to climb up. You can also use it for traps, rig it up, because the block will look like a real block, but people will still be able to run through it. So you can use it to fake it, set it up so it looks like a real block, and then use it to knock people into lava. You can set it up over a hole and have people walk across, and they'll think it's really a block, and they'll walk right over it and just fall straight into the hole and die. Knock people into ravines. It's all around, has tons and tons of uses, and is a great kit. The things you have to be careful of when using this kit, though, is it'll only go about 10 to 15 blocks, so you have to be wary of when you try and throw it. It may not hit the target exactly. Also, it can sometimes get glitched in the air where you throw it, and it'll continue to make the sound, and the sound can be used to alert people nearby who maybe didn't know you were there that you're a levitator. You also need to keep in mind that you can't pick up every single block with this kit. Some blocks just won't work, and keep in mind the kit does not work against the Neo kit. You cannot knock them back. And you'll go a maximum of 10 to 15 blocks when you hurl the block. It'll go that far. It goes about the same distance in height maximum, and you have to remember that it does as much damage and as much knockback as quickly as it throws. So if you hold it in your 1 slot, it'll hold the block super close to you, but it'll go faster when you release it. And at the same time, if you hold it in your 9 slot, it'll be the farthest away from you, and it'll go a little bit slower when you release it, and it'll go a tiny bit farther depending on how you throw it than it will when you hold it in your 1 slot, so keep that in mind. Just make sure if you come across somebody randomly, don't throw a block at them to hit them when you could just attack them with your sword and do extra damage this way. But if they're next to a ravine or in a tower, then it's perfect to try and knock them off. Also, if you're standing at the base of a tower, it won't go all the way up on most towers. You'll have to tower up a bit to knock people off. And if someone builds a barrier around themselves, it'll make it a bit harder to take them out. All in all, however, I love this kit. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 because of all the uses it has. It can do knockback, slight amounts of damage on people. You can keep people at a distance when you're using this kit. It's got a 3-second cooldown, but I hardly ever noticed that really, only when I was trying to spam blocks. And even then, it wasn't really a hindrance at all, the cooldown. So all in all, great kit. There's a bunch of things. I recommend figuring out traps for it. Use it to knock people out of towers and just all sorts of different things. It also has special abilities on certain blocks. On these blocks right here, it'll simply do a special sound effect, but on TNT, the TNT will explode almost like a grenade launcher when you hurl it. Mob spawners, when you pick those up and you throw them, if you come across one of those, it will spawn 3 of the mob and do a slight explosive damage when it bursts and send mobs in different directions. So that's pretty cool little effect for this kit. All in all, great kit. If you try and pick up a chest, though, like if you're at the feast, it'll just drop the items in the chest, which could be used for clearing out the feast a little bit quicker, because you can just pick up the items. You can break the chest instantly, pretty much, and pick up the items that fall out of it. Pretty awesome kit. Go check it out at mc-hg.com, where you can also play on the servers. Have happy hardcore games, everybody, and may the odds be ever in your favor. Oh, snap! Let me take this guy on.